on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Chesapeake Energy Arena in downtown OKC. Tonight, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Boston Celtics.
Live 19.
As we get started in OKC. Thunder with the basketball. Sizing up the defense. Trying to cash in. Shot by Ferguson off the mark. Here's Irving into the front court. He'll run the offense. Hayward. For three. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
George, and he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Into the front court, it's Irving. Looking to make something happen to Jaylen Brown. Hayward. Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Westbrook into the front court. They trail by 2. Nice pass to get things going.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Celtics have it. Here comes the screen. Kyrie Irving lines it up for 2. The screen sets him up for 2.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Jeremy Grant at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Career mark of 64%. And he can't convert the free throw. Irving. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Paul George to Westbrook. Short jumper won't go down. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Kyrie Irving trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 87% from the line. Free throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Westbrook to Adams. George. Paul George. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are squared to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Westbrook across the timeline. It's 12-10. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Irving. And the nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Oklahoma City ball. George. Deep two there. Won't go. To Horford. Hayward. Yes. And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Jason Tatum at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. George to the basket, but it won't go. Looking for his man. Steven Adams with the slam.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. To the rim. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Westbrook tosses. Oh, he had it. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Steven Adams trying to cash in on the three-point play. 56% for his career. And add one more to his total. Kyrie Irving. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
To Irving. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Got it. To Adams. George. It's Westbrook. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Gets a shot up off the mark.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
To Westbrook. Second effort. Westbrook. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. The Thunder have the possession. Schroeder to Westbrook. Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Nothing going here on that drive. Irving to Hayward. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw try, off the mark. Schroeder with the basketball. Right now, down 7. Has a chance. Not that time.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Kyrie. The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. To Schroeder. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. Irving into the front court. His team up by 7. To Horford. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Schroeder. Lobs it up. Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
Hey, everybody get back. Get the shooters. Watch the shooters. Watch the shooters. Get back. Get back.
Nothing going here on that drive. Kyrie Irving. He's now 4 for 6. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala both on and off the court.
Strong finish for Paul George. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and 1. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Substitutions. Pick up. Screen come on left.
Spins and scores.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
OKC ball. Schroeder. Lays it up and in.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit him where it hurts.
Has a look. Off the mark.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
That won't go. And it doesn't take a brain surgeon to know that was not a good shot.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Goes to the left side. Going to launch beyond the arc. Yes.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
And Patterson grabs the rebound. Great feed, sets it up. Oh, Baines with the rejection. Trying to cash in and scores.
Why are you even guarding a bad shooter that close in the first place? This is psychological warfare. Leave him open. Make him think about it before he shoots it.
Shot won't go.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
He connects. Not the guy you think would beat you.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game, and let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Dennis Schroeder. Off the mark. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Has a chance. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Throws it up. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. To Schroeder. Pass to the rim. Ball's controlled by Boston. And the rebound taken by Grant. To Schroeder. Not that time.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
And the rebound pulled in by Grant. Knocked loose. Celtics come away with it. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
He wants it at the rim and scores.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
Has a look. Wide open look, won't go. Trying to cash in. And that's rebounded by Noel. Lets it fly from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. To Marcus Smart. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Schroeder. Great pass to set it up. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. And the rebound comes down to the Thunder. Nothing going here on that drive. Down low, Noel. 3-second count. It's rejected by Noel. He connects. Not the guy you think is going to beat you. Corner three at the buzzer. Quarter comes to an end. The Celtics have the lead. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Well, both teams had their rhythm. They established the tempo that they wanted to play at. But ultimately, something has to give. Some team has to draw a line in the sand.
Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Throws it down.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Westbrook. It's a big finish.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Boston with the basketball to Marcus Smart. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Westbrook with it. Leads just a point to Schroeder. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Dennis Schroeder trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 82%. The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4 to Marcus Morris. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Gets it in the left corner. Westbrook buries it on the catch and shoot.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
Oklahoma City's got it. Westbrook to Paul George. Oh, he had him there for a second. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper off the mark. To Marcus Smart. Turnaround, it's good.
Ed, I'm telling you right now, that is the move of an assassin.
Cutter, I got yours.
Has a chance. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot.
And while the ball was still in his hands, a sidestep throws the defender off. People aren't used to seeing that type of footwork.
Knocks it down off the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Westbrook with the basketball. Leads one. Down low, Noel. And a pass stolen by Boston.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. George had made his first couple, but he misses there. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Irving. To Hayward. Horford. From long range. And Gordon Hayward, zero hesitation as he knocks it down for three. You look at Gordon Hayward, who does he remind you of in the NBA?
Paul George more so on the offensive end. He has the height and the size to shoot over smaller guards. Plus, I love the fact that he utilizes his body. How about in his 7 years with the Utah Jazz, he made $53 million. You're seeing his game really blossom, which is the reason why Danny Ainge signed him to that 4-year, $128 million deal.
To Westbrook. 4-3. He buries it.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
To Irving. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Referees called it. That was intentional.
It's way too early in the game to be intentionally fouling like that. Keep your cool, man. Calm down.
George cleans it up. Offensive board to George. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 3 for 7. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Shifting gears, here come some substitutions. Kyrie Irving at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. And he converts on the free throw. Thunder with the basketball. Ferguson to Paul George. Fires the three. Another chance. Adams to George. Cashes in for two. He's endured a major injury. He's had a change of address. But you look at Paul George, he is in the prime years of his career.
And there's no doubt about it. This entire offseason, if I were Paul George, I would think about how do I constantly channel my self-assigned alter ego. Playoff P needs to step up to the court every single day and bring that energy.
George, tough shot. He hits.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to you or stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
To Paul George. Has a look. And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of the shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Kyrie Irving for two, spins and scores.
I totally thought he was going the other way. That was a tough shot. But then again, this one makes tough shots look easy.
George can't connect. Kyrie across the timeline. They trail by two. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Oh, my goodness. Someone please patch me into the arena intercom. Clean up on aisle three.
Here's a chance from long range. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Gets a look. Can't hit.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
George, rebound Horford. Irving with the basketball. They trail by 1. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Got it. Celtics have it. Hayward. Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
And knocks it down. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
Irving. The pass set it all up.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Paul George. Blocked by Tatum. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Jason Tatum. Schroeder. Can't connect. Here's Irving into the front court. Down just a couple. The shot turned away by Adams. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Off the mark at the line. Irving. Not easy.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
Thunder with the basketball. George, he continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
The drive right to the basket. Irving shot off the mark. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Here's Schroeder with it. Looking to make something happen. Beyond the arc for three. Dennis Schroeder, tough make there. Can't fault the defender on that one.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Kyrie with the rock. To Jaylen Brown. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Jason Tatum, a couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 75% so far tonight. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair.
Number 36, Marcus Smart. 2 minutes remaining.
For three, it was contested, but Paul George still dials in for three.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
Oh, it's blocked by Adams.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And Adams able to clear the board. Ferguson sets him up, throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Celtics have it. Hayward had made his first three, but that shot off the mark. Surveys the floor. Into the front court, it's Irving. Now down 6. Horford. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Marcus Smart forcing that one. Well defended. To George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Wow, 7 threes in this first half alone. This could be an all-time performance.
And the record is only 13. He's better than halfway there. But as a shooter, you have to remain lost in the battle. And you're only as good as your last shot. Don't beat that record, destroy it.
George, yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good. At his size on the wing, that's a tough matchup on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, let me tell you about why he's so great defensively. He gets up into you and forces you one way. Does not give you an option to dance with the basketball. That wingspan, that frame, that size, that strength, and that lateral quickness. Oh, there's no getting by Mr. George.
Billy Donovan going to change it up. Hayward. Not that time. Westbrook into the front court. Lead is 12. From the painted area, won't go down. Not that time. They'll let one fly from half court. First half comes to an end. And a nice cushion for the Thunder.
I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Thunder are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. Clearly, the Thunder have the lead, but not by much. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Celtics aren't down by much after 2 quarters.
And without question, they can put themselves in a position to win this game if they continue to rack up the assists.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Bench points.
This is a game where the bench guys deserve a bit of the spotlight. The thing is, you need a spotlight big enough for the reserves on both squads. This is a game that's been all about the depth in the depth chart.
Player of the half. Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Thunder have themselves a close game after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, It's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Celtics are within striking distance at the half. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Bench points.
The coaches are getting the kind of bench production that can make for some interesting rotations. Keep an eye on the substitution patterns in the second half.
Player of the half. Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Thunder have back to Ed and Jay to bring you the
Live 19. Live 19. Live 19.
Ball's controlled by Boston. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
All set to go here in the second half. The third quarter is underway. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Russell Westbrook steps into it. The shot, almost.
I give this defense so much credit. Sometimes it pays major dividends to have players that are willing to get their nails dirty. Just dig their hands in the dirt, and that's what kind of stand they're making on the defensive end.
George. A pass taken away by the Celtics.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Russ at the controls. Knocked loose. Celtics have it. To Hayward. Great dish to set it up. Sent it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
George, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
His scoring has definitely cooled off, but you have to give the defense some credit. They're denying him the ball and really making him work once he catches it.
The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. New blood coming in for both sides. Paul George to Westbrook. Down to Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How is he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been a leader of his own movement. At times, his voice may have been suppressed because of LeBron James, but there's no doubt about it. When you look at the young players on this roster, when they all rock Kyrie's, you know who the leader of the team is.
Kyrie lets it go, and he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does two things. Number one, it creates distance in a hurry. Number two, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of his shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Irving brings the ball up court. And count the basket inside. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Great hustle. That's what you like to see. George. Textbook defense.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
Tatum. Off the iron. No good. Westbrook into the front court. Leads one. Trying to cash in. He's looking for that touch. Ferguson to Westbrook. George, the hot night continues. He's at 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
Kyrie Irving lines it up for two. Deep two there. Won't go. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Westbrook to Adams. Great look and vision. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Steven Adams trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Missed the foul shot. Irving into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Short jumper won't go down. Westbrook across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Yes, And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Russell Westbrook at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw perfect for Westbrook, and the Thunder add on to their lead. Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Irving to Horford. There it is, Al Horford. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
This 11-year veteran has emerged as a uniquely stabilizing force for any team he plays on. He may not ever win a prize for his fiery oratory, but his steady demeanor is part of what makes him invaluable.
Nothing going here on that drive. George, short jumper, stays out to Irving. Short jumper off the mark. Westbrook with it. Leads 5. Down to Grant. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
You never really want to foul a shooter, but if you do, ensure they're going to have a tough time converting. That's good knowledge of personnel.
First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. Kyrie across the timeline. The margin standing now at 7. And he scores on the step back.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Driving right to the basket. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. To Jaylen Brown. Irving. Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Ferguson to Adams. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Lets it fly from long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
You know, for a long time, I've been calling JT a young Paul Pierce because of his isolation moves, in particular in tight spaces. With fadeaway step backs, whatever you want, he has. Now, that came from watching him a couple of years ago play at Duke Fantasy Camp in the summer. He was going against Jabari Parker for 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, he gave Jabari the business. Now, this young kid was not even a freshman in college and was scoring any way he wanted to. And you knew that he was destined for success in the league. Danny Ainge got the steal of the draft.
Irving. Work it down to Brown. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Oklahoma City ball. Westbrook. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Terrence Ferguson trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 90% at the line. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Irving with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Tatum. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
George. Russell Westbrook with the slam.
We call that Beastbrook. But why are you so angry all the time, man?
Jay, he's just taking out his anger on the rim.
I feel that way every time I broadcast with you.
Boston with the basketball. Jumper's good. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
It's George for 2. Not that time. Oh, Horford up to block the shot.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Schroeder, there's the toss. Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Here's Irving into the front court. The deficit is 6. To Rozier. PG lets it fly. Celtics able to clear the board. Celtics have it. Irving looking for his man. Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Knocks it down from mid-range. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Knocks it down off the step back.
I love when I get a chance to watch guys who can make more out of what they actually have in their arsenal. And that's who Dennis Schroeder is. For a guy who really can't shoot, he sure does put the ball in the bucket.
Irving goes to the right side. Rozier. Count it. Three-pointer is good.
Scary Terry was born during the playoffs last year. He helped Boston achieve what many critics, including myself, thought was impossible without superstar teammates being healthy. He's a pit bull defensively, so quick laterally with a strong upper body frame and a great center of gravity. He plays with a ton of grit and determination, and that's just what you need in a depth guard who can answer the bell when called on.
Short jumper misses.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Irving to Hayward. Fires the three, and he can't get it to go down. It's no good. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up. Gordon Hayward has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 82%. First free throw is good. And he makes them both. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Up 5. The jumper's off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Irving to Hayward. Oh, I had him going there for a second. Irving. Missed a wide open look to Schroeder. Westbrook. And a pass stolen by Boston. Irving to Marcus Morris. From long range, hits the three-pointer.
Marcus, the younger and higher scoring of the Morris twins, really made his mark with his team on the defensive end. When you think about heart and soul, maybe becoming the Draymond Green for the Celtics.
Westbrook. Boston secures the rebound. Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
Westbrook. To the rim. Flushes down the slam. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
Irving to Rozier. 4-3. Not going down here. Won't go. And a putback slam. He'll put it up at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. Thunder with the lead. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter. And that halftime lead, it was cut down in the third.
And just because the numbers on the scoreboard say that you're winning doesn't mean that the feeling on the court implies that. This team is gaining momentum. If you don't do something to gain your momentum back, they're going to come back and win this game.
Irving to Rozier. It's rejected by Noel.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Westbrook with the basketball. It's a 9-point lead. To Schroeder. Knocked loose. And a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
It's Westbrook. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
Irving into the front court. His guys down by 9. Can't connect.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Turnaround, it's good. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala, both on and off the court.
No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. To Marcus Smart. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. The Thunder have the possession. Takes stock of the floor. Schroeder knocks it down.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Rozier into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. Here's a chance from long range, and the Thunder with the rebound. Schroeder with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Has a chance. That's no good. Shot blocked by Morris.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
And he'll go to the foul line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Jaylen Brown at the line for 2 shots. A career 65% free throw shooter. 2 for 2 on that trip. Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Irving to Horford. Hayward. And that's rebounded by the Thunder. Westbrook into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. George, 10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's had.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. Westbrook into the front court. His guys leading by 14. Now Adams down low. Steven Adams with the slam. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. His guys down big. Tosses. Gets it to go, and the foul.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Russell Westbrook at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. And he misses that one free throw. To Irving. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
But did you see the way he was able to do it, Ed? Did you see him constantly probe the defense by maintaining his dribble? Ultimately, if you keep your eyes on all the other defenders, they will lose track of where the ball is. That's where you slip a quick pass in for an easy dime.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Lobs it up. Kyrie across the timeline. Down a bundle. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. Has a look. Shot by Westbrook off the mark.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short on the shot.
Spins and scores.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
George. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
George. Message received. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Trying to cash in. Slams it home on the putback.
Ooh, really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Nothing going here on that drive. And count the basket.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
George. Misfires. It's no good. To Irving. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Irving to Hayward. Beyond the arc for three. He was all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Rebound hauled in by the Celtics. Irving to Hayward. for three. Hayward nails the trifecta.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Rozier. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Westbrook throws it up. Count the bucket for two.
And you always feel like the words vision and unselfishness go together. They work cohesively as a unit. When you have a guy that has both, that sets the tone for how your team is going to play.
Westbrook across the timeline. Up a dozen. Deep left corner. Paul George, 4-2. Doesn't get the bounce. Deep right corner. Irving to Horford. Nice pass to set things up.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fake.
NBA Live 19.
The black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Celtics have it. Irving trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. Has a chance. Shot by Robertson, off the mark.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit it.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
A pass taken away by the Celtics.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Kyrie can't connect. To Westbrook. George. That's good D. Shot no good.
When cold shooting like this starts in the second half, maybe utilize a head fake. Get that defender in the air, jump into him, create some contact, get to the free throw line.
Lets it fly.
NBA Live 19.
Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Rozier.
That'll be a winning formula in overtime every time. Answer a 2 on one end with a 3 on the other. Ed, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a 3 is more than a 2, correct?
That is great math, my friend. Irving with the basketball. His guys trail by 10. Nice pass to set things up. And a throwdown. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Irving. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
Top of the key. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. It's Boston with the rebound. The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Lets it fly from long range. And Kyrie Irving took the defense for a ride. Tough three-pointer.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, man.
Here's Irving into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Horford. The shot blocked by Grant.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size
and a putback slam.
Sometimes when the players find that flow,
Live 19.
nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Fires the 3. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Passed it off. Nearing impossible. No getting through.
5, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
Irving to Jaylen Brown. Irving. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that one.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC. Let's see what they come up with. Down a point here in the final minute.
NBA Live 19. Live 19. Live 19.
The opposing coach is going to counter, make some change.
Live 19.
His own. George, a bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
From a guy who's been there before, tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you would have wished this was a bad dream. But in reality, all you can do is knock the cobwebs off and let it fuel you for tomorrow.
Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Westbrook with it. His guys down 3.
Pick him up. I told you the screen was coming.
From long range. That no good. Off the mark. That misses with 2 seconds to go. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win this one by 3. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Celtics did what great teams do best: finish. The statistic that seemed to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. The Thunder finished on the losing end of a close score. While they did put together quite a highlight reel of dunks in this matchup, they did not put together a win. As we all know, style points never show up on the scoreboard. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kyrie Irving gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports.